just got into San Jose for Silicon Valley Comic Con, and it's already looking great so far. I think I saw the guy from Mythbusters in the hallway, so I'm really tired, but I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm also really hungry.
We are here at Silicon Valley Comic Con,
and we are super excited.
Yeah. The convention's being hosted by Steve Wozniak and friends. Friends like Stan Lee. This con is hosting guests such as Nathan Fillion, William Shatner, Jeremy Renner, and Back to the Future.
So let's go check out the con. My favorite part of the convention was the kids zone. The San Jose library was there, so they were having comic books and they were kind of sponsoring the whole thing. And then they also had a bunch of cardboard boxes where you could build your own city.
This is so cool. You can build and knock down your own city.
Well, it's good for getting your anger out. The lines for the panels were so confusing because they only had 6 halls. One of them was a big one.
Yeah, and I think some of the people in the lines didn't even know what they were standing in line for.
One of the things I was really sad about is that we couldn't see Jeremy Renner because the line was insane. And partially we couldn't figure out where we were going. But we kind of let that slide because this is a new con and they're still figuring things out. But also one of the things I was kind of surprised about was we were able to walk right into the Nathan Fillion panel and like sit down.
Is that time? It's amazing.
Another thing they did at these panels where they were clearing out all of the rooms. So you couldn't like go and camp out for like 3 hours in Hall H or the equivalent of that here. You may have noticed that in all of our footage here, we and everyone else at the convention are wearing these bands. And they're going to do this at WonderCon and I believe Comic-Con too. It's a new system of checking in and being able to go into the con and enter the convention hall itself. Because we're press, we have badges, but everyone else doesn't have a badge, which is kind of good because it's so easy to lose a badge.
And it doesn't disrupt your cosplay.
But now they have these wristbands, which I don't like that you have to keep them on all the time, but I think it's better than a lanyard. And there are these... Oh, color. Does color matter?
Yes, it does.
Ever.
It didn't match any of my outfits. No, that's a lie. It matched yesterday's because Hulk was green. Okay. Mine never worked. Anya would just go in, she'd just tap it, and they'd be like, all right. And then I tap mine, and then I keep walking there, and they all want to call me back, and they're like, it didn't work, and then I do it like 8 times.
I think the process is new, and they're still learning, and they're probably going to tweak it a little more.
Oh yeah, it's a totally good idea. It's just, you're going to need to work on it a little bit. The lines getting in and leaving were kind of long. There was one at a time, and it was kind of like...
One of the cool things you can do here is you can have your picture photoshopped into a image from Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And they also have the Mockingjay exhibition up in San Francisco, so that's super cool. So Madame Tussauds had a booth, and they were really cool. And there was also a Steve Wozniak who, you know. So overall, the convention was pretty fun. It was big and very tightly packed. I didn't really expect it to be so big considering it's the first year. It's super big, and on the floor it's kind of claustrophobic. But then again, we're in Silicon Valley, the city of the nerds, so I kind of expected it. Okay, so speaking of Silicon Valley, city of the nerds, there was a lot of panels here where they were about comics, but they were more about like the science of comics. It was a very tech convention, although I wasn't surprised on that level. So there was this panel, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, and the Quantum Realm, and I was so excited because you know me, I love Ant-Man, and I love Doctor Strange, and I love the Quantum Realm. This one was completely packed, And then they start talking, and the panel is on quantum realm actually like physically possible, and it was like quantum physics and stuff. Really, I came here to talk about Benedict Cumberbatch, not the law of conservation of mass. I agree. I was looking for an Ant-Man panel. I love science. Science is like my favorite class. I love science, I love physics, but this was kind of boring. It was just nerd on top of nerd on top of nerd. One of the things I didn't necessarily like about this con was the floor. It was very crowded. The floor was packed, and there wasn't a lot of room to shop and look at art, shop-wise, clothing-wise. There were some booths that were selling t-shirts and stuff, but it wasn't like WonderCon, Comic-Con, any con where it looks like the Etsy website got turned into a physical place. No big publisher. Like, it was a lot of guys drawing women superheroes with big boobs and awkward positions that aren't humanly possible. It was a very male-oriented convention. I think the convention has real potential, and I really hope to go back next year. I know there were a lot of things that I didn't necessarily like at this con, or I think they could have done differently to make it more just better. But I'm going to let that slide because it's the first year, and I had a really great time. Shout out to Alexander and Parker for coming here, hanging out with us. So that's all for now. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Periscope, and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and check back every Thursday on ComicMix.com for new videos. Bye!